here to install the fork brace on the DL650, the 2012 and newer model. The fork brace comes wrapped in plastic, bubble wrap. You have to take the 4 bolts off in order to separate the two parts, front and back. The back is typically the parts that the screws screw into. Of course, it's fully symmetrical, so you can install it either way. You use a 5mm Allen wrench to remove the bolts. The two inside bolts are 35mm long, and the two outside bolts are 25mm long. We've taken the two halves of the fork brace apart, taking the front piece. You'll notice here on the fork brace there's a seal, a rubber seal, above the top of the fork brace itself. So what we're going to do is align the fork brace with the flush part of the, or align it flush with the top of the fork brace tube. We just slide this down behind the fender to get it flush with the top of the metal tube. Okay? Now it doesn't hurt to have someone else hold this, but this can easily be done by one person. The first thing we do is slide the back piece in, move the brake line back. It easily moves out of the way. And then holding the brace like this, we take one of the 35mm bolts and insert it into one of the two middle holes. Using our 5mm Allen wrench, we go ahead and tighten up the two 35mm bolts on the inside. Now, the reason why we do this is the 35mm bolts bring the two halves together solid in the middle, and that's necessary because the outside bolts actually clamp here. Okay, they actually bring this in a little bit. So we want the inside bolts to be completely tight before we install the outside bolts. Now I get asked about torque values a lot, and what I do, I tighten these up hand tight with a normal Allen wrench. If you want to use a torque wrench, you do not want to exceed 14 foot-pounds. Okay, now with the middle tightened all the way up, you can see that the fork brace can still be moved up and down a little bit on the forks. That's normal. What we do is we line this up flush with the top of the metal tube again, and then put in the 25mm bolts on the outside. Okay, we just snug it up a little bit so it holds in place, and we move over to the other side, put the other bolt in. Okay, and we make sure that we're flush, then we go ahead and tighten these up as well. Again, same procedure, just a normal Allen wrench, hand tight. I've been asked many times about whether or not it's wise to use Loctite or some similar type of thread locking fluid, and the temporary types are okay. I've never